This is the 2026 predictions of Allan Lichtman, one of the world's top forecasters. But before we get into his 2020...
What do you mean one of?
Oh, the world's top.
Thank you.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah, watch that.
Watch that. But before we get into his 2026 predictions, let's review his 2025 predictions. Were they correct? Were they incorrect? Let's get into it.
But before we do that, remember I said these were based on my gut, not based on a system like the keys to the White House.
That's true. The 2025 predictions were not based on some sort of model or scientific study. His 2026 predictions are the same. Gut predictions not based on any type of model. His first prediction of 2025 was Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, food stamps, the Affordable Care Act will be safe.
Not entirely borne out, but not entirely contradicted. None of these programs have been abolished or overwhelmingly diminished. Medicaid, Medicare, food stamps, the Affordable Care Act have all taken a big hit, though. Social Security has not directly in any way, but Trump has so messed up the administration because they're so incompetent that it's made it more difficult. So this one is partly true, partly false.
I would categorize this personally as leans incorrect, just because the Affordable Care Act has been immensely damaged in the last year. In 2026, prices are set to skyrocket. In my opinion, this one leans incorrect.
But that's only for some of the recipients. Most of the recipients won't directly affect that, but I'm not going to argue with you.
Your second prediction of 2025 was it was going to be a terrible year for climate change. And that already was sort of true because you made that prediction in the midst of the LA wildfires, which were a disaster.
Forget the LA wildfires.
Oh, okay.
Even forget the melting of the glaciers.
Okay.
The cleaving off of huge icebergs from Antarctica.
Okay.
Forget even the scientists telling us we're coming to a tipping point.
Okay.
It was a horrible year for climate change, one of the worst because of Donald Trump.
Right.
Withdrew from the International Paris Accords on climate change, erased, not just stopped research and promotion of methods for combating climate change, he erased all mention of climate change. He is slashing clean, renewable sources of energy and promoting the burning of the kind of fossil fuels that are leading us into catastrophic climate change. Terrible year.
Yeah, I would say that one is definitely correct. So I would say you're 1 for 2 so far. Your third prediction of 2025 was there was going to be a mass capitulation of the mainstream media. You also categorized it as a mass collapse, but then you elaborated and you were talking about the rich gaining more power through the media. You were talking about the media becoming more pro-Trump, bending the knee to Trump, and that's 100% happened.
100% right. You know, with the billionaires taking over the LA Times, the Washington Post, and moving them to the right. CBS being taken over by right-leaning Barry Weiss, pushing it to the right. Media capitulating to ridiculous lawsuits launched by Donald Trump, and conservative-leaning big corporations like David Ellison's taking over the media. That one is sadly entirely correct.
And we're seeing also a massive merger possibly of Warner Brothers with Netflix. More fodder for your prediction. I would say that one is definitely correct. 2 out of 3 so far. Your next prediction of 2025 was number 4, the rise of AI.
100% correct. This was the year of AI. Massive expansion of public access to AI, enormous use of AI, which actually poses a lot of challenges to professors like myself, and Nvidia Corporation rivaling Google and Microsoft and Apple as the leading corporation.
Your fifth prediction of 2025 was inflation will get worse. This is a tough one.
A very tough one. I'm not sure it's gotten worse. It certainly has not gotten better. By some measures, Depending on, when you want to make
Right.
the comparison, it's gotten worse. But certainly, clearly, it has not gotten better.
Yeah, I would say that one is maybe leans incorrect because you very clearly said it will get worse. It's not clear that it's gotten worse. So I would say you are, out of these 5, you're 3 for 5. Is that fair?
But none of them are flatly incorrect.
That's true. I agree. None of them
And 3 of them are flatly correct.
The issue with inflation, it depends on what month you're measuring.
Exactly. Exactly.
It has, I think when Biden left office, it was around 3%.
Little under.
And it's currently right around there. So it's stayed about the same.
It's hard to tell because the shutdown really messed up all of the economic statistics.
Your 6th prediction of 2025 was completely false. You said that the Yankees versus Mets would be the World Series matchup and the Yankees would win. Now, neither team made the World Series. Obviously, the Yankees didn't win, and the Mets didn't even make the playoffs.
Well, if you're going to miss, you might as well miss big. And I'm going to get out of baseball prediction.
Okay, so that is what I would say 3 for 6. But again, the Social Security, Medicaid one, and the inflation one they're tough. You've only had one that was completely false.
Right, the one we just saw.
Now, your 7th one was kind of a joke prediction.
But it's right.
That's right. You said there would be no asteroid apocalypse as predicted by Nostradamus.
The real Nostradamus.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
From hundreds of years ago. Right, that was an easy one.
Okay. Do you count that one or no?
Sure.
Okay, well, that's 100% correct. There was no asteroid apocalypse. That is true. 8, another sort of in-betweener. You said that Merrick Garland will find courage and release the Jack Smith January 6th report. Now, Merrick Garland hasn't found any courage. Jack Smith's
We haven't
report,
heard much about Merrick Garland, had we, the last year?
Jack Smith's report was not released, but on the last day of the year, I think it was the 31st, Jack Smith did produce damning testimony from his January 6th report.
Right. One of the reasons why Donald Trump diverted with all this boat killings and attacks on Venezuela. Last thing he wants people to focus on the Jack Smith report, Jack Smith's testimony, which overwhelmingly demonstrated that without Donald Trump, there would have been no January 6th insurrection.
What are you giving yourself? Again, I would say maybe this one leans incorrect because you were specifically talking about Merrick Garland. You were talking about the report, but not testimony. Again, this is hard to judge because predictions are so generalized.
Yeah.
But
so I got more right than wrong.
I would say you got 3 completely correct.
4.
Whoa! What?
Count the asteroid apocalypse.
Oh, right. Okay.
4
completely correct.
Correct.
You got 4 of them completely correct. The climate change prediction, the mainstream media prediction, the AI prediction, and the asteroid apocalypse prediction. And then you got 3 sort of in the middle, the Social Security, Medicaid, food stamps, Affordable Care Act prediction, the inflation prediction, and the Garland prediction. You got 1 completely wrong, which was your baseball prediction.
Not bad. Only 1 completely wrong.
Yeah. Now let's get to your 2026 predictions.
We ready?
Ready.
Prediction: the Democrats will retake the House in the midterm elections of 2026, and they will launch significant investigations of the Trump administration. And I'm not predicting this, but possibly impeachment if he continues his illegal foreign military actions. And that's my second prediction.
Oh.
That he will continue illegal foreign military actions. At the blowing up of the boats, the bombing of Venezuela, the kidnapping of the president and his wife will not be the last illegal military action undertaken by Donald Trump.
Yikes.
Next, the Supreme Court will overturn 2 major Trump priorities.
Okay.
His claim that under the law, he has authority to unilaterally, without going to Congress, impose tariffs, and his executive order abrogating the 14th Amendment provision of birthright citizenship.
Wow, that's a big prediction, Dad.
That's pretty bold. Next, Trump's mental and physical health will continue to decline over the course of the year and become a big issue in the midterm elections of 2026. Next, the U.S. will lose the designation that it's held for a very long time of being measles-free, and other diseases that we thought we conquered will, to some extent, arise again.
That's scary.
Yes. Next, prices will not come down, as Trump has promised. Inflation will continue throughout the year. Throughout the year, the job market will remain sluggish. Job creation will be slow, particularly in manufacturing, and those without work, sadly, Sam, will have a hard time getting a job. Next, China's economic growth will exceed that of the United States. But the U.S. will still remain the world's largest economy, but that's going to be threatened down the road. Next, the AI boom will continue, and Nvidia will become the richest corporation in history.
Wow.
Next, Hegseth will flatly ban women from combat roles in the military.
Oh, my God.
Yes, he's already launched an investigation, which is a smokescreen. He's already come out earlier, before he was secretary, against women in combat. Here's another really bold one.
Oh, I'm ready for it.
The Department of Justice will not convict Maduro and his wife of all charges.
Wow.
The DOJ under Bondi is totally incompetent, as we saw with the totally botched release of the Epstein material. And they fired their most competent prosecutors. Speaking of that, there will be additional significant, embarrassing Epstein material being released, but it will take weeks and months in 2026 for that to happen. Next, the Do-Nothing Congress will not enact any major new legislation in 2026. Finally, my bonus prediction, Sam.
Nice.
I said I wouldn't predict baseball anymore, but I couldn't resist a football prediction.
Okay, let's hear it.
How many wins did the New York Giants get this year? Football Giants.
4?
4. So my prediction is they will at least double their number of wins in 2026. Double.
That is a pretty big sports
That's a
prediction.
pretty big prediction.
I'm sensing a trend. All your sports predictions have to do with New York sports teams.
Well, those are the ones that I follow.
Well, definitely some bold predictions in there. Some less bold. Let me see. Let me rate your predictions. I would say Democrats take the House. That's not. I would say that's not that bold of a prediction. There's a Supreme Court prediction. I would say very bold. Trump's mental and physical health to continue to decline. I would say not.
And become a big issue.
I would say not bold. Trump will continue to engage in military action abroad. Again, probably very likely to happen. The U.S. will lose its measles-free designation. That's already happening.
Hasn't happened yet.
Okay. But it will lose its designation. Prices will not come down. I think inflation will continue. I would say not super bold. Job market will remain sluggish. Not super bold. China's economic growth will exceed U.S. I'd say that is bold.
That is bold.
AI boom continues. Not very bold. Hegseth will ban women from combat roles.
Bold.
Very bold. DOJ will not convict Maduro of all charges. Very bold.
Very bold.
Congress will not enact any major new legislation. Not very bold. The Giants one might be your boldest one.
That's probably my boldest one.
All right, folks. Thank you for tuning in to the 2026 predictions from this guy. He likes to call himself the world leading forecaster.
Thank you. But keep in mind, these are not based on the keys to the White House or any model. They're based on my gut, which has done pretty well. And by the way, way back in 2016, when I predicted Trump would win the presidency, even before that came to pass, I predicted he would be impeached. Again, based on my gut, not a formula.
That is true. Leave your predictions for 2026 down in the comments below. Thank you all for watching.
Thank you.